I, a 28-year-old female, have been friends with Laura, a 26-year-old female, for 10 years. We are extremely close, and I love her to death for the wonderful person she is. However, about 5 years ago, we had a falling out because she had an affair with my childhood friend John, 30-year-old male, who was dating someone else at the time. I got pretty mad at both of them for doing something so dishonest and putting me in the middle of this, as I was the one who introduced them. Over time, with a lot of conversations, we were able to save our friendship. John was honest to his girlfriend, and they broke up, and Laura promised she wouldn't do something like that again. Fast forward to 3 months ago, we're at a music festival, and she runs into an ex-coworker of hers who is there with 3 more friends. We have a blast, and after the concert we hit a bar, and I'm the first one to go home. Of course, I asked her, how is she getting home before getting my Uber, and her friend says he can take her home. The next day, she asked me if someone named Wendy has seen my social media stories. I go check and confirm that yes, and I asked her, who was that? And she tells me that this is her friend's wife. I ask why is she looking at my stories, and she tells me that they had sex the night before after he took her home. When I ask if she knew he was married, she says yes, but asks me not to say anything, because although she doesn't regret anything, she feels terrible. Then I say that I love her no matter what, but I'm very disappointed in her. After this conversation, she got very distant, and when I tried to talk to her, she said that she feels I judge her too much, and that's why sometimes she holds information from me, which is kinda hurtful to me, because that makes me feel as if my friendship and opinion are not important to her. I told her that I didn't regret what I said, and that if she does something wrong, I'm going to be there for her, but I will not support that behavior. And as her friend, her actions affect me, and I should be able to express how the things she does make me feel about her. I did make the commitment to wait until she feels better before expressing my opinion, and I thought that that was it. But a few weeks ago, we were hanging out with friends, and I went to the kitchen pretty quick. When I came back, they were talking about something. I asked what the conversation was about, and everyone changed the subject, which made me realize she is withholding information about her life from me, and makes me wonder if I'm in the wrong here, and indeed I am being too judgy when she just needs someone make her feel better. Or should I just realize that I lost a friend and move on? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Part of being a good friend is to hold others accountable by making them aware of their actions. Having sex with someone who is married or in a committed monogamous relationship is wrong. Point blank. Enabling that behavior and accepting it would make you a worse friend and an enabler. Too many people would rather people please and go along with whatever their friends do. In today's day and age, we can set boundaries and say, hey, I don't want to be friends with someone who sleeps with married people. You're doing the right thing. She'll thank you later. Comment 2. Not the idiot. You are judging her, just as she is judging you. It is a normal part of life. We look at what others say and do and reach conclusions about their character. She is withholding information from you, which is common sense for her, since she knows that you hold a different set of standards than her. I think that you missed one other thing, though. Apparently, she is keeping the friend group up to speed on her affairs. That means that they all are okay with this, or at best are pretending to be. This may not be the healthiest friend group. Comment 3. Not the idiot. Honestly, she doesn't want to be judged. She shouldn't be the other woman. I could never look a friend in the eyes if she was going after someone in a relationship. She doesn't feel terrible if she doesn't regret it, or does it more than once. She feels I judge her too much, and that's why sometimes she holds information from me. Why does this feel like saying she did this more than the 2 times you know about? I think it's time to bow out of this friendship. Now, for the next story. My sister Jess, who is 27 years old, was going out of town for the night and left her daughter Emma, who is 5 years old, with me. Our parents live far away, and I often watch Emma when Jess needs me to. I am the cool aunt, and I love spending time with her. While I was home, I got a call saying my best friend Rose, who is 25 years old, was in an accident and was at the hospital. I am her emergency contact. I panicked, and I thought I shouldn't take Emma to the hospital with me because I didn't know what happened and what I needed to do. So I called my girlfriend, Elizabeth, who is 28 years old, and explained the situation and asked if she could come over and watch my niece. They saw each other once or twice before, so Emma knew who she was. We've been dating for 2.5 months now. She said she was at the office. She's a lawyer, but told me I could drop Emma off with her and she would take her back to my place. So I did exactly that and left for the hospital. Rose is thankfully okay now, but she had to undergo surgery. After I came to my senses, I texted Jess and said Emma was with Elizabeth. When Jess came to pick Emma up, she was furious. She was super angry that I left Emma with Elizabeth without asking her, and said it would be better if I took Emma with me instead of leaving her with a woman she didn't even know that much. She called me an irresponsible B***tch. I feel so bad after the incident.
Am I the idiot? Comment 1. You're the idiot. You never leave a child entrusted to you with someone else without asking the parent. You are responsible for that child's safety, and the parent specifically chose you, not someone else. While you know your girlfriend and trust her 100%, your sister does not. Taking a child to the hospital in an emergency seems like the lesser of the two choices, but that's what you should have done until you were able to contact your sister and work out a solution to the care of your niece. Your sister should not have called you a name like that. A little understanding that you were panicking would have been nice. She's still 100% correct to let you know you made the wrong choice in the situation. Comment 2. Yikes! You panicked and you made a mistake. Instead of texting your sister to ask for her permission, you made what you thought was the best decision at the time, which turned out to be a really bad decision. Sorry. Your sister was mad that she didn't know where her kid was or who she was with. She swore at you as a result. Instead of asking if your friend is okay, then calmly letting you know she was unhappy, and next time please call her. We're all human, and people make mistakes. You could have called her. She could have been more forgiving. This may only end when someone, maybe you, is the bigger person and says, I'm sorry. Comment 3. Soft. You're the idiot. You left your sister's child with someone your sister does not know. A lot of people will say that as your sister, she should trust you to judge if someone is safe for your niece. But that is not the case. When it's your child, instinct is to trust no one with your kid you don't know yourself. And especially if that person is going to be driving with your kid in the car, as it seemed happened here. You should have either taken Emma with you or attempted to handle Rose's situation by phone until you could get your sister or someone else she trusts to get your niece. Now, for the next story. My boyfriend, 26 years old, and I, 23 years old, female, recently moved into our first house together. We decided to throw a party to celebrate his birthday and also our new home. I was in charge of cooking and baking food for the party, so I made my boyfriend a pretty huge chantilly cake since it's his favorite and also his mom's favorite, who I've been trying to get in favor of lately. Since I knew the original cake wasn't going to be safe for my boyfriend's brother to eat, he's allergic to dairy and can't eat strawberries, I decided to test out a new recipe I learned in my baking class. It was just a small chocolate cake, but I didn't want him to feel left out. And we had other guests attending who might also be dairy-free for all I know. I thought I was being thoughtful, but the night of the party, my boyfriend's mom kept giving me the stank eye, and whenever the party calmed down, she pulled me aside and told me I was a whore for trying to seduce her son. At first, I thought she meant my boyfriend, but no. She was insinuating that making an extra cake for my boyfriend's brother was me trying to flirt. Now, obviously, that's not the case. For one, he just turned 19, and that's weird. But also, I'm very much so in love with my boyfriend and would never do something like that, especially not with his brother. Even after explaining to her why, she still kept calling me names. My boyfriend took my side and said there was nothing wrong with what I did, but it's been a couple of days, and it seems like he's starting to believe his mom's words. I didn't make the cake for any other reason, other than being kind, since I understand how it feels to be left out during parties when it comes to treats. But with her reaction, I'm starting to feel like I may have overstepped. Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. It was a very nice thing to have done, seeing as people with allergies often miss out,
But I think you have a bigger problem. Your boyfriend's mother has some serious issues. Very serious issues, and now your boyfriend is starting to believe her. You don't want to be part of that mess. Is this the first time your boyfriend has moved in with a girlfriend? It may be related to his mother, and he hasn't cut the apron strings. There's some issues there that you're going to have to get to the bottom of and decide whether you want to deal with them, because it will only get worse if your boyfriend defers to his mommy all the time. Comment 2. Not the idiot. That was an incredibly thoughtful thing you did to go out of your way for one person. Your boyfriend's mom is a psychopath. If your man actually believes her, then you'll be on a rough road for the rest of this relationship. It would also mean he had no acknowledgement of how thoughtful it was for you to consider someone else's condition and do twice the amount of work to make someone feel included, which to me is the bigger red flag. Comment 3. Not the idiot, huh? By that logic, my mom, 40 years old, female, was flirting with my cousin, 10 years old, male, every time she made him a custom cupcake using soda at family events because he was allergic to everything under the sun: eggs, dairy, tree nut, peanuts, and many more. Making custom food for dietary restrictions does not equal flirting, and anybody who says it does is the one with the problem. Now, for the next story. A little backstory. I have a half-sister. Let's name her Bryony. And we have a good relationship. We don't speak super often, but get along well enough. We have the same mom, but different dads. I grew up with her dad. Let's call him Kurt. He would constantly drink and take weed, would yell and talk down to me, lose his temper, and is just a nasty individual to be around. He did time in prison for armed robbery, which shows how out of control he can get. Kurt and my mom split up about 15 years ago, but he has caused issues since, such as threatening my mom's new partner, refusing to sign the divorce papers, and drunk texting / calling Bryony random ramblings. My sister is getting married in the next few months. She won't let Kurt walk her down the aisle and has made him promise to not drink, which shows that she is concerned about his behavior. But for some reason, she is insisting that Kurt sits with my mom, her partner, and me at the same table as we know him. For me, this is too much, and I have said that we shouldn't have to deal with him as we actively dislike him, and things will most likely kick off if he is sat with us. Bryony has said that it is her wedding, and she wants us at the same table as it's easier, and he knows us, and she doesn't want to subject him to other people. I have then said that if the seating plan doesn't change, that I won't be attending. Being at the wedding with him is bad enough, but to be forced to endure 2 hours at the same table with a man who had a big part in my childhood, not being as good as it could be, seems a lot to take. I do feel strongly about this, but am genuinely not sure if I should just suck it up and go anyway. Am I the idiot? Comment 1. No idiots here. She can invite him to her wedding if that's what she wants to do. And you are fully entitled not to go if you don't want to be near him, or refuse to go if you're seated there. It's understandable. I had a similar situation with my half-sister. She invited person X and Y. I do not attend any events with those two people for good reason. Abuse backstory with them. I didn't go. She's entitled to invite them. I'm entitled not to go. What you both shouldn't do is expect. She should not be expecting you to attend with this seating arrangement, and you should not expect her to disinvite her dad for you. She has no right to be mad at you if you refuse to attend. You have no right to be mad at her for inviting her dad. Comment 2. Not the idiot. The couple getting married gets to make the rules, and the invited guests get to decide whether they want to come to the event. The fact that she told you this ahead of time is an indication that she suspected it might be an issue. Think about the last couple weddings you've been to. How much time did you actually spend with the bride anyway? It's hanging out with family that's the most fun, and her plan has taken that off the table. Comment 3. Not the idiot, and your half-sister is being very clueless and insensitive in trying to force you to put up with her father just so he won't bother others. I think it's reasonable to skip the wedding if she refuses to listen to reason. How does your mom feel about the planned seating? If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.